Man, I'm excited to talk about today.
Okay.
I
I'm happy
think
for you.
my life purpose is to vacation.
Having gone on multiple vacations with you, I could see where that is the case. Yes.
So we just got back from Marco Island yesterday,
Good
actually
time.
last night. And after a little detour on the
Still on
plane,
vacation lag.
I am.
What was
We
a
got,
detour on the plane?
okay, he detoured us. He detoured us way up to Atlanta, Georgia, all the way over to Texas.
It might have been when you were having your laughing episode. And
Maybe.
everybody was looking at you.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And
So,
for you.
okay, I don't laugh a lot on for movies. Like, I mean, I love comedies. I'm all about the
What were you
comedies.
watching?
I was watching Long Shot
I haven't
with
seen that.
Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen.
I just know that you like belly laughed.
Yeah,
Then you clapped your hands like my sister used
I did
to.
not. I did
And
not.
then you snorted. And when the snort came, that's when people started looking up.
And then you started laughing.
I was laughing at you.
Well, and I started laughing because you were
But I
laughing.
heard you through my noise canceling headphones.
Really?
Oh God, yes. That's why I was like, babe. I started looking around and then you snorted and I was like, what the heck is going on?
I don't normally laugh like that loud over
So
a movie.
funny.
No, I mean, I smiled.
That's what was funny. I was like, what the heck are you watching?
I don't know why. I don't even know what part it was. Maybe I was just goofy and tired because I was on my way home from vacation, but it was pretty
It's
funny.
good stuff.
It was
Yeah.
a good movie. You have to watch
Oh, and
Long
then you
Shot.
farted.
Did you seriously just
Oh yeah, I did.
You seriously said that?
I did. It was
You
bad.
just are you serious right now?
I
did
did it or
not.
did it not happen?
How
Hey,
can
you
I
brought
hide-
me on here to be truthful. I got her on that one. Yes. Ah,
I cannot believe you just said that.
well,
Okay.
You have someone in your family
Oh.
that has a
No,
nickname.
you know what? Don't bring them into it.
I'm not.
Don't bring them into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so today we're talking about what vacation does for someone and how amazing it is and why we want to convince you to go on vacations more, whether it's far away or close by home. Anything that will take you out of your environment to get you to your happy, joyful place. I feel like life is like being on a treadmill. And we're constantly, it's like we wake up in the morning, we get on the treadmill, and sometimes we stay on the treadmill way too late, go to bed too late, and then you just have this little bitty break of going to sleep at night. And then you wake up in the morning, and then you're back on the treadmill. And it's just every single day, day in and day out. And
I like hamster wheel. I use hamster wheel.
well, okay, hamster. We're not really hamsters, so it's really difficult to try to identify, but
It's more of an analogy.
I'm
You
pretty
don't
sure
have to be a
everybody can
hamster,
identify with being on a treadmill. So when you go on vacation, you have a chance to get off the treadmill for more than just a night. It's days. And I believe it's a part of self-care. It's about caring about yourself enough to say, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm worth taking some time away.
I'm
What?
worth it. It's like
I am
Pat on
worth
Saturday Night Live. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So, and
Did
do
you
have any
vacation
add-on
growing up?
thoughts? Huh?
Did you vacation growing up?
We did. We went to Disney World one time, and then we went to Bahamas another time, and we would go to Oregon constantly. Oregon because we had all of our family there.
We did Disney and Cancun. And then the rest was, what do you call it? Visitations to family.
Yeah.
My grandparents had a ranch in Paris, Texas, and they had a lake house in Cedar Creek. And that was awesome because we'd go up to the ranch, go fishing, and ride Grandpa's truck.
I'm sorry. I'm still a little thrown off from your earlier comment. That's beautiful. I love that you were able to do that.
Do you want to talk more about that?
No, it's okay. It was really wonderful that you got to do that with your family.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sounded very sincere.
Right. So there's some things that I thought about when we
Okay.
came back home and or just really on the plane ride home. And I thought about
Is that what you were doodling on your paper?
I was writing down how when you're on vacation, your senses are heightened. Don't you ever feel like when you're just going through life, you just feel numb to your senses? And just, okay, so I'm going to go down. Let's go down our senses. You have taste, you have touch, you have hearing, and then you have smelling, and you have seeing. So with tasting, for example, you're tasting new foods. You're tasting new foods. You're tasting new drinks. So while I was there, I ate every single morning this chia pudding. And
is that what was in the bag? You put it in a cup?
yeah, she gave me some to go, and I forgot.
Babe.
I forgot it in the bag.
Chia pudding is in our house right now. You brought it home.
Yeah, well, she gave some to me to bring home, and I forgot to put it in the fridge last night. Okay, so chia pudding, oh my gosh, so good. She told me what you do. You take chia pudding, a whole can of a whole can of coconut milk, like organic coconut milk, and that's what makes the chia pudding so thick. So you take the whole can of coconut milk, and then you put like 6 or 7 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then you add some agave nectar, and then you mix it up. Then you put it in the refrigerator. In the morning, it's going to be really, really thick pudding. And then you can put on top of it fresh fruit and like toasted coconut, maybe a little drizzle of jam or jelly if you make some of that homemade or whatever, or some stuff that you buy, not too sugary. And it's an excellent source of fat. It's an excellent source of protein. Chia seeds are absolutely amazing.
Are we talking about chia pudding or are we talking about vacation?
I'm talking about tasting chia pudding on your vacation. So I just came home with a wonderful breakfast idea. Every time I've made chia pudding, it's terrible. It's because I use the almond milk.
Probably put the wrong ingredient in.
And it's terrible.
Oh, we didn't have that, so I added this instead.
Yeah, well, that's my MO. Okay, so tasting, okay.
Oh, you have it.
So there was one time I tasted your mouth and your lips. They reminded me of when we were younger. Oh, okay, I don't know if it's because you had like maybe a specific glass of wine or a drink, but something, you know when you first start dating somebody, and I mean, hopefully their mouth tastes good, right? And that's what it reminded me of. And I was like, it brought me back for a second. I was like, oh, his mouth tastes good.
Well, there we go. Let's figure out that taste.
All right. So touch. Your sense of touch. I mean, touch is a big deal. Touching, feeling. The shells. I picked up shells. I like to pick up.
Holding hands on the beach.
Holding hands on the beach.
Walking through the hotel.
Walking through the hotel, holding hands. The sand, the natural elements of just, I mean, the grass. You know, they have that Bermuda grass.
Yeah, we walked.
Are you ever going to plant that Bermuda ryegrass in our house?
21 years, probably not.
I've been asking him forever to put that Bermuda grass in our front yard.
St. Augustine guy. That's what I've always had.
Hey, this year, let's do it. Let's seed it. Let's make it nice and green.
If you would like to do that, you'll probably need to do it yourself.
I'm not doing 2 acres.
Well, there you go.
Okay. The sand, I have to say, Florida sand was probably some of my favorite sand.
It's white and like cushiony, like you're walking on snow. It kind of crunches under your feet.
Yeah, it is. It's like snow. I love the Oregon beach, the West Coast beach sand. That's really thick, but it's different. Yeah. It's a different kind of sand. And of course the temperature, like when you're feeling and your touch, you can feel the temperature being different. One of my favorite things to do is to leave a cold climate and then go to a hot climate, or leave whenever it's really hot here and go someplace where it's really cool. Now we kind of went a little lateral in our temperature, but it wasn't bad.
Well, we got out of the rain.
Well, yeah, that's true. We did. We missed a huge tsunami of.
It's just a tropical storm.
Oh, well, whatever. It was a lot of rain, apparently. Okay, hearing. I feel like
you talk to everyone, so I get to hear all of the wonderful conversations you have with multiple strangers.
What I was going to say was you get to hear new birds.
Oh.
Yes.
How do you hear when you talk?
Trey, I mean, there comes a time where you just got to be present and just grateful and express gratitude towards your wife's voice.
Oh, it's like an angel's voice. It's just like a harp playing.
There you go. See? Okay.
When we're walking through the airport and you're doing the, what is it? What's that show with, what's that? Oh!
What was it like?
I'm not even going to do that
Can you do
again.
that one more time?
You did it both times.
Okay.
With multiple people walking the airport.
At Houston Airport, they have a little dome, and you can stand directly underneath it, and you can go, Elsa. And it echoes. It's an echo dome, and it's so fun. You have to do it every time you go.
If you're with her when that happens, you just keep walking.
Yeah.
Just allow her to stay in the middle of the dome by herself.
Hey, you know what? I'll never see those people again. Ask me if I care.
I don't care either. I just, it's not a very pleasant sound.
Okay, so back to the birds. I like listening to birds in the morning.
Yeah.
And when we're drinking our morning caffeine beverage, I love to hear the new type of birds in different climates. I'm not going to say I'm a bird watcher. I'm more of a bird listener. I'd say, a bird listener, because I wouldn't know.
We don't even know what kind of birds they are.
I don't know, like a toucan or something.
Toucans.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what kind. There are crows and pigeons, and remember that little bitty bird right at breakfast time? It's like, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, and you were feeding them blueberries.
I fed them.
And then they all started coming.
I fed them one.
It's like the seagulls at the beach. You don't feed them because then the whole freaking flock comes.
I fed them one blueberry.
And we're at the rest of you? No, there was two.
All right. So the other thing with hearing is the sound of the ocean. Okay, after
Favorite
this
sound. After
this, you're going to notice a theme. All right. So the sound of the ocean and new music. There was new music. Not really new music, but not there. With the music I wasn't normally listening to. I mean, like Elton John. I love Elton John, but it was Rocket Man, the song Rocket Man, and it was a remix. And that song came on, and I just found myself just getting lost in the song as I was laying outside, listening to the ocean.
Oh yeah, that was on your iPad. It just came on.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just there's something about listening to the ocean. And this brings me on to the next thing: smell. When you're on vacation, everything is just heightened because you're out of your element. And I was smelling the salt water. I think the salt water is my absolute favorite.
I love the beach because it's I feel like the air's filtered. It comes off that ocean. It's just crisp and clean.
It's very crisp and clean. I used to have a friend that with cystic fibrosis, and she's since passed on, but she moved to the ocean just to help with her lungs, with breathing. It's very cleansing. If you are having any sort of issues with your lungs, I mean, go to the beach. Go get some fresh air off the beach, that salt water. The flowers, there's lots of different flowers that you can stop and smell.
Stop and smell the roses, honey.
Okay, maybe that one was a stretch. I maybe smelled like one flower. Okay, and then of course,
take a lot of pictures.
Of course, sight. When you're on vacation, you're seeing everything. So seeing new places, seeing
We're
new
always
plants.
about views.
We are.
Wherever our hotel room is, we always want a view, a bird's eye view.
There
it is.
Yeah,
bird's eye view. I like to see out without any obstructions. If we go to, I don't even like people in front of me. So when we go to games, we sit on buses, I like to be in the front.
You're a front row Joe.
I was never a front row Joe until you started taking me right to the freaking front row at Church Project. And we're sitting there literally 6 feet from the stage. I could reach out and just grab Jason and be like, hey man, what's up? And I don't know, after about the 10th time of just being in complete panic attack that we're all up there in the front, I started to like it.
Well, you don't have the distractions.
Because I don't have anybody in front of me I can see right there. It's
you don't have any distractions. So
you converted me.
Okay, so here's the theme. Think about this. With the ocean, you can see it, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can feel it, you can hear it. So that's why I think that's why I love the ocean. And I think, you know what? It also has the ocean has an energetic pull. I mean, think about it. It's with the moon. It has a tide. It comes in. It comes out. There's an energy to it.
It makes up 70% of our entire world. It's the most powerful force on Earth.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, just magnificent, just powerful thing that being at peace with it in the water is surreal. And then hearing it constantly just flow is peaceful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the ocean. And then you get in it and your skin, it just comes,
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
so
just
good.
really cleansing. So all of your senses are just so heightened whenever you get to leave and take some time away. And I that brings me to my next point. Vacationing gives you a chance to kind of reprioritize and reflect back on your life and think about, okay, what are the most important things in my life that I need to focus on or not focus on just to have joy. I mean, that's what we want. We want joy, we want love, we want peace,
Well, what
happiness.
are we doing it for? What are we living for if we're not going out and, yeah. For me, I work hard, I play hard. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
It was ingrained since I was young in athletics. You go get your job done and then you can go play. So as soon as we get work done, I'm ready to go. And that's why I do it. And I don't know, whenever, what was that, 21 years old, I started selling timeshare. And I did it for several years and never understood the value of a vacation because I didn't take it growing up, but I understood what I was saying to the people in front of me, talking to them about what a vacation does for you. And having got into adulthood and understood the words I was saying, because we now started to experience it, it's pretty powerful. I mean, you have to unplug, you have to take a break, or what in the hell are you doing it for?
Yeah.
And to be able to do it with the ones you love, whether it be with just you and I, that gives us our connection. It gives us kind of our ability to rejuvenate and re-energize, to go back home and, like you said, on the way back, have our kids miss us, have us miss our kids. Distance does grow the heart fonder. And it just gives us an appreciation of,
Distance does. Distance does the heart grow fonder.
well, if you've ever heard that phrase, you know what I was saying.
Okay, right.
But that's okay. I appreciate the correction.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Yes.
I think that's what I said.
It's close. It's okay. But yes, I mean, and then that was one of my points too.
Did you interrupt me? Because I was still going.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done. That's gone.
That is a good point. I think that we tend to, being on the treadmill, we're just working. We're doing life. We're taking care of our kids, and we don't ever stop. And a lot of times we kind of use our kids as a scapegoat of, oh, I can't leave my kids. They don't know what to do or this or that. But I am all about being empowered. And that is one thing that my mom did. I have many. She empowered us to take care of ourselves. We were latchkey kids and we were home alone all summer long. And we wanted something to eat. We cooked it. I mean, we made it. I baked or I cooked dinner. And the kids, they need to be challenged a little bit. And they take us for granted and we take them for granted. We go through the mundanes of, oh, I got to take care of the kids. I got to do this. I got to do that. But they are little people too. And as much as they get on our nerves, we absolutely love them. And I swear, even being gone just a week, you come back and they look a little different.
You weren't gone a week.
We were gone like 5 days.
Okay.
So that's pretty much during the week.
2 days short of a week.
Well, whatever. It was almost a week.
You corrected me on my phrase. I can correct you on yours.
We were almost gone a week and come back and the kids look older. But I think it's important for them to miss us as well because they take us for granted as parents.
Well, and let's talk about moms.
Helps them appreciate.
Too, because I'm thankful of our parents, yours and mine, because they come and help with the kids. And it gives them an opportunity to spend time with the kids as well as us to have time to get away. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, for sure.
I
love that your mom Trey's mom watches the kids a lot of times when we've gone on vacations.
Well, the ADT conventions, aside from I think 1 year with your sister, she's been able to watch them every year for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't have money to go on vacations. And some of these trips with ADT was the only way we were able to do it.
Yeah.
But we made it a priority and we would save for what we needed to. And I think that's the biggest thing. If people don't know how to vacation or don't know what to do, you have to learn how to prioritize it. You have to figure out a way, come hell or high water, I'm going somewhere and I'm doing something either with my spouse or with my children or both for my own sanity, and you make it a priority. And I think that's one thing that we started doing early on in our marriage. Before we even got married, we traveled.
Yeah.
And as we got married, we talked about travel. We wanted to make it a priority.
Well, we would, in the early days when we were, before married, even after, we would start saving for vacation well beforehand, and we would save cash.
Mm-hmm.
And there were many times where I would do, and this is when Avery and Evan were little. One summer I worked with an electrician and I was his assistant. I was really good. I was a very good electrical assistant. Thank you very much. And he would pay me and I would just save the cash and put it in an envelope.
What about when you worked?
And then I worked
banquet.
I worked at a wedding venue.
Yeah, she was our sugar mama, man. I mean, she would go out and get it. And we'd put that money aside, and that would be our vacay money.
Yes, we paid for Oregon.
And then Sparkle Dust was our vacation money. That's how we got to Jamaica.
Yes, we Sparkle Dust money. Sparkle Dust is a product that I make and sell.
That's a good plug for you.
Thank you. And go to mysparkledust.com. Anyway, and then there was a year or quite a few years where we were broke. The kids were babies. The older two were babies. I would go to garage sales and I would find items.
Yeah, you were a flipper.
And then I would resell them on Craigslist. We didn't have Facebook Marketplace. We didn't have any of that. And I would sell it, or I would redo the furniture.
No, I remember I told you because you kept coming home with all this crap. I was like, what in the Sam hell are you doing with all this stuff? And it was in the garage. And you know how I'm at my garage. It's like, I need my garage organized. I was like, you get this little section. And if this stuff stays in here longer than 2 or 3 weeks, I'm getting rid of it. And sure enough, she'd fix it up, clean it up, paint it, sand it, do all this stuff to it, and then sell it for a couple $100. It got it for free. We've had that credenza that you got out of that big dumpster in the mall.
Yeah. Wait, where is that?
You put it in the minivan. You had two dudes come and help you get a credenza out of a dumpster and put it in a minivan.
Well, no. Okay, hold on. I was driving by the mall, and I'm like on Dumb and Dumber. I'm like, pick it up. Like I see it. I see in the dumpster like this big old thing popping out, and I go over there, and I mean it's the huge dumpsters. Well, I hop in the dumpster, and it was an eyeglass store that had thrown away a lot of their display stuff. But they had this like credenza thing that was mid-century modern. And I was like, oh, this thing rocks. Well, it was so freaking heavy. I mean, insanely heavy. And I somehow shimmied it up onto the edge of the dumpster. And then I got out, and then I recruited two big dudes that I saw that were random to help pull it down, which was insanely heavy because all that weight coming down. And then we shoved it into the minivan. I never actually painted it though. No, and I said I was going to paint it.
We had it for like 7 years.
Yeah.
We got rid of it when we moved to Magnolia.
Yeah. Well, it was so sturdy. Like it was so well made. But, back to the vacations.
Anyway, that's how we got to a lot of vacations. Yes. We made it a priority one. I found the time to get off, and she found the money to get us there. And we were extremely resourceful. We drove a lot of places. We stayed in inexpensive hotels. We brought our food. We did everything and anything we could to break up the monotony of the treadmill or the hamster wheel or just whatever it is in life to make it a priority to spend time together outside of our home. Mm-hmm. And the memories we created and the connections we made and just the experiences we have, it was amazing. It gave us a lot of wisdom too. I mean, wisdom is experience. So you go through all these different aspects of different places and different sceneries and different senses. And now we have all that to lean on and look forward to when we go places now.
I have a big tip too. When you're really being frugal and you're on vacation, bring like a little cooler with you, a lunchbox cooler. This is if you're traveling on an airplane, okay? Because you can't bring a big old cooler.
You bring a damn I'm sorry. You bring a cooler wherever you go.
Well, I love coolers because I always have food with me. So bring a container of Ziploc bags. And when you are at a restaurant and you have to-go food, you can easily put them, if you put them in the to-go box and you're moving all around, that to-go box kind of smashes. So I usually have Ziploc bags, and then I have one little container that I might bring from the house. And sometimes that's all you need to eat healthy. And now Avery's with me, but we won't just eat at Subway. Like they're easy. They'll eat at Subway. I don't want Subway. I like only the salad there, but I don't want to eat their meat. So if I have leftover chicken, and it may only be like 2 ounces of chicken, but that's okay. I mean, that's it. That's it. Then I'll add more nuts on it or fat. So I'll save that little bit of chicken in my Ziploc bag. We stop at Subway, pour it out onto the salad. Now I've got an amazing chicken salad.
There you go. Tips by Amy.
There you go. Yep, you're ready. All right. So I feel like also on vacation, you get a chance to think about your goals. What are you working towards in life? Where's your career path going? Are you just spinning your wheels? What can go? What needs to stay? Where do you need to focus on?
I just thought of something. That started when my sister got married in 2003. We had just got married in May, and we were in North Harrow on Lake Champlain in a canoe. And we're just sitting here watching this beautiful scenery and rowing down the road, and all of a sudden you just start grilling me. So what are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you want to do? And I'm like, okay, we've been married for like 4 months now. I've never heard this before. What's going on?
I asked you that?
Yes. I remember that. That was
not bad for a 22-year-old.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, right now I'm in a canoe rowing on Lake Champlain, looking at this beautiful rock with all this pelican poop on it, about to have my sister get married. So that's kind of what my goals are right now.
Trey does a great job of living in the present moment. And you know what? That brings me to another point. When you're on vacation, you're often present because you're not thinking about picking up the kids from school at 3:15 or what's for dinner or getting up the next day or what project is due. You're truly just
right there in that moment.
Present, yes. And being present brings joy. And when you're joyful, everything is wonderful.
You wanted to people watch or talk about, because we people watch too. I think everybody does. But you were like, I wonder what that person's talking about. I wonder what that person's thinking about. And I was like, you know what? I don't really care, because that makes me think, and I just want to sit right here and enjoy the waves coming over the water.
I try not to think sometimes. It's hard.
It's okay.
I know, it's hard. All right. So next thing, sleep. I slept really good. The only negative side to sleeping in random hotels, or if you don't know that particular brand of hotel, or getting an Airbnb, is if the bed is really bad or hard.
In Utah.
Oh,
so bad.
We got an Airbnb once. It was literally this dude's bachelor pad. I mean, he moved his stuff over in the refrigerator for our stuff. His toothbrush was still on the counter. I mean, he just moved it aside, and on the bed, it was like this. It was sunken in the middle of the bed.
His little butt mark.
Yeah, it looked like his grandma's 1985
and then it had the mold
comforter
up there on all the vents as they were blowing out. And then what was it when you walked on the floor and you looked at the bottom of your foot and it was black?
Oh, okay.
And I think that broke the...
I woke up with a migraine that morning because the air quality, it was terrible. There's 3 things I have to think about when I stay in a place.
And this is legit. Like, she has to have this.
It has to have... I have to have good air quality. It has to be able to be really nice and cool at night. My sinuses need it. I have to have that. So it has to be cool, which means, and the air quality, there can't be mold. I mean, you can't have musty, nasty, moldy air ducts. Okay, second thing, there can't be fragrances in the house. Everything that I teach on in life is not having fragrances. And a lot of people just put the air things in the walls or the Scentsy candles or whatever. And I can't do synthetic fragrances.
And I used to think she was the biggest little, like, snotty, like, lovely person that just, was making something bigger out of something that wasn't. And after
seeing me puke for
going
hours.
through those moments, gaining wisdom from it, through the experience, and watching her debilitated and trip ruined, days of being with the migraine and those triggers that happen. It was like, it's just not worth it. I get it now. This is not a prissy thing that you don't like. It's a preventative to a disability that you have.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a disability. I would call it a challenge, because problems don't really.
I like to call it a disability.
Problems are not overcome, but a challenge, we can overcome challenges. So I have some challenges.
For 21 years.
I have some challenges. Okay, so we can't have fragrances, and then the next thing is it has to have a good bed. If the bed is hard as a rock, can't do it. Like that, I wake up and my neck's all crooked. Tip, we always bring our pillow, always. And I love my MyPillow.
I like my MyPillow too.
No.
It's MyPillow.
It's MyPillow.
It's my MyPillow.
We have the MyPillow, and I'm like, hey, is that my MyPillow? Is that my MyPillow? And he's like, no, this is my MyPillow. And I'm like, actually, that one is my MyPillow, because look at it's got like this, and that one's definitely my MyPillow. And he's like, I don't know.
I think you took that too far.
Oh, well, I thought it was funny. Anyway, so vacations. All right, I pretty much covered everything about it. But something to add to this, because I kind of think it goes. When you fly, you got to stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated. And one of the best tips that somebody told me was to add electrolytes to your water, because you're going to.
What is that green stuff you put in there?
Well, that's chlorophyll.
Oh, it looks horrible.
Okay. So I actually have some examples, and if you're watching the video, you can see this, but if not, I'll just explain it to you. So I have 4 things. Whoopsie.
That's gone.
I have 4 things that I love to put in my water. So the first thing is mineral essence. It's something from Young Living. You don't have to use this one. This one's actually.
I'll use this.
He uses this one, but there's lots of minerals that you can do. You can get minerals from Amazon. Look for one that's good rated. I just like this one because it has royal jelly in it. And of course, I use everything Young Living. So
what's royal jelly over regular jelly?
Okay, royal jelly is the queen bee food. So actually, hold on. Is this royal jelly in here, or is it bee pollen? Yeah, it's royal jelly. Royal jelly is food for the queen bee. It is considered. Yeah, exactly. That's why I like mineral essence. So I do mineral essence, but here's the thing. It tastes really salty. A lot of people don't like it.
I'm recommended to put 5 drops in right now because I'm.
Droppers. 5 droppers.
Droppers? Like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't just do 5 drops.
But that's only during my little phase that I'm in right now.
If I stop at a gas station and get water, I don't get Ozarka water, Dasani water, any of that kind of stuff. No offense to them.
I used to think you were a total water snob too.
I am a total water snob. No. I get the water that has minerals in it. If it has a good alkalinity in it, then it has minerals in it, because minerals are what help give something its alkalinity.
Well, see, when we first started dating and then now into marriage, I'm like a disposal. I can eat anything. I can drink anything. I don't have the effects. I don't have the reactions. I don't have a lot of issues or ailments. I'm very blessed in that sense. But being alongside you, you're the exact opposite of that. And so I used to think so many things that you would do or say would be so ridiculous and so over the top, until I started to learn the effects of it and learn how it affected you. And the water thing was just killing me for years, because I was like, are you kidding me? It's just drink the water. You don't need this, you don't need that.
I'll get headaches.
Totally get it now. I'm a water snob with you. And Evan has the same issue.
Yeah.
If he drinks the water out of tap or any of that, it has the chlorine and the fluoride and all that stuff in it. It'll
for me, if I drink tap water from home, or like the water fountains at school whenever I was a kid.
Even though it's filtered, it's not.
Some of it is not filtered, and that's why they're bringing in those little water things where the kids can go up in and get fresh, clean water. They're filling their water bottles. I don't know what that station is called, but it's so.
The water station.
I don't know, but it is. They have them in gyms. They're doing it in schools now. Thank God, because when I drink tap water, which is rare, but sometimes at the restaurant, if they bring you water,
Totally taste it.
They'll bring you water. You ask for ice water. They'll bring you the ice water, and it's nice and cold, and it'll taste like chlorine, and it's instant headache right in the center of my forehead. So I don't do any tap water. I can't. Okay, so chlorophyll is something. This is
your tap water rant.
This is benevolent nourishment liquid chlorophyll.
Benevolent.
And I add that to my water as well. Now, I don't do all of them at once. I just, kind of play around with them and do different things. This is green. Chlorophyll is what gives a plant its pigment of green. Chlorophyll is extremely alkalizing for your body. It's an internal deodorant. Shut up. It's an internal deodorant. It cleanses you. Yes, your poop might actually be green.
It's like drinking that red beet juice.
Yes. Yeah.
It actually comes out red.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the biggest thing that I like this for, and I love this in high altitude, it oxygenates your water. So it actually gives you this kind of an oxygenation feel.
I like this stuff too.
It helps. Okay, so this is electrolytes. When you fly on an airplane, you need to have electrolytes. This is from Young Living. They have like 4 different flavors. You can buy electrolyte enhancers or little water drops. To me, this is so much better than doing like a sports drink at the store, because a lot of those have the artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, dyes. They have all those things. And, here you are trying to be healthy, but you're putting these chemicals into your body. You don't want any sort of color dye in your body at all. It's got to be some sort of plant-based coloring.
That's why Evan can't do the Gatorades.
It's instant migraine for him.
It's that orange. It's that orange 40. It's the red 5. I mean, it nails him. Especially when he's dehydrated and he drinks that to try and rehydrate. Yeah, we had to get rid of those years ago. Yeah, and we learned at camps when they were drinking water out of those coolers and they were filling it up with the water hose. And it was just hose water coming from the building. And then boom, not only do you have
the hose water, but you have the inside of the hose. The inside of the hose is it's not for drinking; it's for watering your yard.
Well, you've got us all conditioned. I mean, everybody has their water bottles. Everybody goes to school with their water every day. It's like, make sure you get your water. Make sure you drink your water. So
not plastic.
You've done a very good job of getting our family where it needs to be on that.
And it can't be plastic. We don't do plastic.
We've broken a lot of mason jars in the home.
Well, I don't necessarily like doing the jars anymore.
Can we get rid of them?
No, we're not getting rid of our mason jars.
You just said you didn't like them.
To drink out of. I still do like canning and stuff in them.
Well, why are they in the... If you can...
Okay, look. I'm talking about on the road. We're traveling here. We're not talking about at home.
Just trying to get rid of mason jars.
Hydro flasks, stuff like that. Love them. Yeti. By the way, ladies, I don't know if you know this, and the only reason why I have a straw in here is because I'm doing this podcast right now. But technically, if you are constantly drinking out of straw, you're squishing your lips together, and it's going to give you those lines. Go to a dermatologist and ask.
Just out of curiosity.
Yes?
Why would you only reference ladies in that?
Because guys don't care.
Fair. I don't really care.
So, okay. So back to the electrolytes. I like the electrolyte drops from Young Living, but there are other ones. Just make sure that they don't have sucralose, which is basically like a Splenda, which irritates the gut, gives you gas. It's your body doesn't know what to do with it. Like this one, the sweetener is stevia, so get something with stevia. I like that they have essential oils in here, so that's good. And then the last thing that I do is this is also Young Living Sleek Essence, and this is different essential oils that are cleansing, but also great for blood sugar. This is it's got spearmint, it's got ocotea, I think there's tangerine, there's a little bit of stevia in here. There's lots of things out there. These are just things that I like that, I order pretty much everything Young Living, so that's why I have them. But there's a ton of stuff on the market that is pretty decent. That's not Young Living, but the rest is. So hydration is huge, and we have a water hydration system on our house.
Yes.
The Aqua OX water system.
One of the best, in my opinion, water systems you can get for the price. It was like a quarter. I mean, it was a third of the price of everything else.
Well,
it does the whole house. So the softener, purifier, mineralizer. I don't think. No, we put the salts in for the softener.
Yeah.
But we get water from any faucet in the house.
Well, and we still add our minerals anyway. Yeah. But you can get them with the mineral.
But prior to that, oh my God, we would buy bottled waters. Oh, the ionizer. Remember the ionizer, water ionizer?
Yeah, we had a water. We've done a lot with water. Yeah. We had a water ionizer, and basically it gave the water a negative, it's called ORP. It's
Don't even get me started on how that thing works.
Well, you have this is what it does.
I don't think we have time in this episode.
Okay, well, I'm just going to explain this real fast. A water ionizer.
Explain nothing.
They've moved on with technology. Now it's about hydrogen water.
And we have a hydrogen machine.
We do. We have a hydrogen machine. We can infuse our water with molecular hydrogen, which is a strong antioxidant. So we're constantly drinking the antioxidants from the hydrogen. So when you have the biggest goal is, can I make my water mimic perfect water coming off a mountain that was cold and running,
oxygenated,
yes,
clean, filtered,
moving water,
mineralized
through the mountains, would have
all those things,
all the minerals. Yeah, because it's running over the rocks. The alkalinity. So anyway, that's about it. So stay hydrated on your vacation, because you're going to be flying and you need to have that. We're even still with pounding water. We're like a little bit puffy today.
Yeah.
Could have been the tacos.
Well, the plane dehydrates you. The sun dehydrates you.
Yeah.
You're moving and walking. You're not just sitting around everywhere because you're on vacation. So you're active.
Yeah.
At least we are.
So get out there and go on vacation.
Make it a priority. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. Yeah. It doesn't have to be far away. You don't have to spend money on airfare. There are so many places, if you live here in Texas, there's so many places that are within 100 to 300 miles away where you can go to national parks. You can go all over places to go.
I think
that was a great description, wasn't it?
I think God's land is beautiful everywhere, and there's something to explore no matter where you are. And
if you go with the people that you love, it doesn't matter what you're doing.
That's true. And work the system. I mean, if you want to fly.
What system?
The system? Well, how many credit cards are out there? I'm not trying to tell you to get in debt.
Oh, here we go.
No, if you
what
have.
What system is this?
You have an American Express card, and you charge all of your groceries or your bills on your American Express.
Get cash back, get points.
Get points. Yeah.
Be responsible.
Yes. Well, you have to pay it off. That's the thing about American Express. You're going to build your credit while you are getting points. And then you can use your points for airfare.
There you go.
Yeah. And then book a timeshare presentation, and get it for free. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
We did that.
We did that one time, and he was not comfortable with it because he sold.
I was selling it at the time. I was like, we're wasting this poor dude's time.
I know, but we did tell him. All right, y'all. Thanks so much.
Hey, we got some free tickets to Disney though.
We did.
We were broke.
We were. Thank y'all so much for listening today. We'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of According to the Cassels with Amy and Trey. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. To stay up to date with the Cassels, follow Amy on Instagram @acassels. Until next time, have faith, enjoy life, and love abundantly.